Okay, so have you ever had one of those dreams? The kind that feels incredibly real?
Oh, definitely. Where it's not just like watching a movie.
Exactly. More like someone's actually there, maybe showing you something, giving you real advice.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, imagine a dream like that, but it's about something really practical, like uh, running form.
Running form in a dream. Okay, that's specific.
Right. And then you actually try the advice from the dream.
Mhm.
And it works.
Mm.
It changes how you run.
Whoa. Okay, that sounds almost mystical, doesn't it? But that's exactly the kind of thing we're diving into today.
It is. We've got this article, this source material, detailing one person's really specific experience with this kind of dream, a dream that seemed to give, like, precise instructions.
Instructions on running better, essentially. Improving form, efficiency,
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
yeah. So, okay, our mission for this deep dive.
Yeah.
Let's unpack this story from the source. What actually happened in the dream?
And crucially, what happened when they tried it in the real world? Did they just wake up and forget it?
Apparently not. And then the big question the author wrestles with in the article is, what does this whole experience tell us? About how we learn things, how we process knowledge, especially the hidden stuff.
And the really intriguing part, the core of the article, is the result when they did try it. It wasn't just a feeling.
No, the source says they actually went out running, trying to mimic the feeling, the rhythm from the dream.
And they ran faster. Significantly so, it seems.
Faster. Wow. What else?
They described feeling lighter, like almost bouncing along, which was totally unexpected.
Okay, so faster and lighter. That's pretty concrete. It wasn't just some vague dream they shrugged off.
Not at all. This internal guidance seemed to unlock a real physical change.
But the author does note something else, right?
Yeah.
In the source.
Yes, absolutely. While they were faster and felt this new lightness, the technique, it was also way more exhausting.
Ah, okay. So it tapped into something real, but it demanded more energy. It wasn't just easy mode unlocked.
Exactly. And that real world impact, the fact that it worked but was also harder, that's what leads the author to the big mystery in the article.
Which is,
Who was the guide in that dream? It felt distinct, apparently, like a calm, steady presence demonstrating this new way to run.
so if it wasn't them consciously thinking, okay, run like this now,
Yeah.
then what was it?
Yeah, your mind immediately goes to something external, right? Like some kind of revelation, maybe even supernatural.
Totally. How does the author in the source tackle that feeling? Did they think it was something outside themselves?
Well, that's where the reflection gets really interesting. They apparently considered those ideas, but ultimately concluded the mysterious guide wasn't external at all.
Not external.
Nope, not some mystical being or new knowledge beamed into their head suddenly.
Okay, so if it wasn't from outside, where did the author decide this insight came from?
From within. That's the conclusion in the article. It was their own subconscious mind.
Their subconscious.
Yeah.
Doing what exactly?
Yeah. Processing years and years of accumulated experience, information about running, stuff they picked up consciously and unconsciously over time.
So it felt like being taught by someone else. But the author's conclusion is it was their own brain putting the pieces together,
This is
synthesizing all that old data into something new and useful.
precisely, that's the analysis. And the author connects it to a perspective sort of reminiscent of Stoic philosophy.
Stoic. How so?
Well, the idea that things seeming inexplicable often just stem from our own incomplete understanding, how things work, or how our minds work in this case.
Right. So instead of jumping to an external, maybe magical explanation.
The more rational explanation, according to the source, was an internal process they just weren't aware of. The dream was prior learning bubbling up, refined.
Ah, okay. So the dream wasn't delivering new information, but taking everything the author already knew or had experienced about running form, breathing, effort,
Well,
feeling,
all that stuff built up over years.
and presenting it in a fresh, integrated way, like a highlight reel from their own brain.
Kind of. The author even calls it something like a subconscious gift from their past self. The self that put in all that running effort.
That's actually a really powerful takeaway from this source, isn't it?
It really is. It highlights this idea that knowledge, experience, it's rarely wasted.
Even if you can't consciously recall it or you don't think you're using it?
Exactly. Your brain's still ticking away, processing, connecting dots, and that learning can surface unexpectedly.
Through intuition, sudden insights, or, yeah, even practical instructions in a dream, apparently.
It makes you pause and think, doesn't it, about your own learning history.
Definitely. All those hours you spent practicing something, studying, just watching others. The perspective in this article suggests that effort isn't gone.
It's still in there. Your brain's holding on to it, influencing you, maybe guiding your instincts, perhaps setting you up for breakthroughs you don't even see coming.
It connects directly to you, listening right now.
Hmm.
Your own past efforts, they're part of you. They're contributing, maybe in ways you don't even realize.
Yeah, this story really paints our minds as these incredible, processors, taking everything we feed them over time and sometimes serving up something useful later.
Which leaves us with a pretty intriguing final thought from the source, something to maybe mull over.
What's that?
What other valuable insights or overlooked lessons, maybe even latent abilities, might be stored away in your subconscious right now? A potential gift from your own past self's hard work.
Just waiting for the right moment, maybe the right dream to emerge and, well, guide you.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it?